Krishna conscious movements inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya and continued in our lifetimes by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, is meant to introduce us and engage us progressively in these spiritual topics and actions and general way of living. People, it's the real way of living. Modern world is all artificial, depending on technology that is mostly unnecessary. There was technology in the village of Vrindavan also. There's bullock carts. That's a technological item. Somebody had to make the wheels with spokes and rims, and there's apparatus for churning curd and making butter. There's technology. The modern people don't know that. They only know you open your computer and tap something and some butter will be delivered. They don't know where, people don't know where their food comes from nowadays. What is this? A wedding? Ganesh, still. A few days more. Where did this firecrackers idea come from? There was...
You buy from a shop.
Huh?
You buy shop from. In a shop they're buying.
I know, but where did it, historically, where did it come from? Diwali is a festival of lights. That means it would light deepas. Now Diwali means crackers, bombs. That technology was known a long time ago. The Chinese are reputed to have invented gunpowder thousands of years ago. That was almost Vedic times. So certainly the Vedic rishis knew something. They could have made gunpowder also, but they didn't, it seems. And Krishna didn't need it, and even the rishis don't need modern technology. If they wanted to kill somebody, they didn't have to buy a gun. Just by thinking, by mantra, you can kill somebody. Right? Brahmastra. People say it's atomic bomb. Well, Krishna is controller of all the energies of the world, the universe. So atomic energy is also under his control. He could. We can control some energy. See, even without the fan, we can stand with a fan and cause the air to move. But some rishis could, by concentration, they could cause some energy transformation and cause somebody to be burned up. There are examples in Shastra. And they throw different kinds of astras. Who was it? Ashwatthama. He was not qualified, but he had the technology.
He released Brahmastra.
Huh?
He released Brahmastra.
Yes, he released Brahmastra. He wasn't qualified. Just like now, they have atomic weapons, and unqualified people are in charge.
He didn't know how to stop it.
He didn't know how to stop it. Yes.
He knew only how to release.
Yes, the rishis and the devas could release astras, but they could also call them back. So this is all, these topics are very here's Radharaman. Radhavinod, sorry.
Prabhu, there is 5th point in first page.
5th point, first page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I derive 100 times more delight from Radha than from respectful friendship, even when she does not hear any jokes filled with the highest pleasure, and instead, looking skyward, ignores these jokes with clever words which indicate her contempt. This is Krishna speaking. Krishna, he delights. Radharani is always, as I said earlier, Radharani and the gopis, they take pleasure in using indirect meaning to joke about Krishna or any topic, especially Krishna. So Krishna is not disturbed. On the other hand, he says here that I'm very pleased by this. See? He says, I'm 100 times more pleased by Radha's tricky language than I am by friendly relations. So this is very hard to understand. This is a very high platform. When he accuses her, of using trickery, she looks up in the sky like this, ignores him, and that makes Krishna even more pleased. Now this is okay. Thank you for introducing this. Maybe I don't relate to these things so much. That you do is very nice, because this is actually one of the significant topics when we're talking about Radharani on her appearance day. We should not neglect these topics because they're difficult and we don't deal with them daily. And personally, hardly. So, does somebody everybody has some idea of what we're talking about here? No, not much response.
Actually,
It is very subtle.
that situation is very lovely, Prabhu.
Huh?
That situation is lovely.
Very fluid and yes. So this is because we're too much absorbed in material thoughts and activities. We can't appreciate this kind of thing. So this is not the fault of. This is extract from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which Prabhupada has presented in summary form as nectar devotion. And I've said many times that if you want to be considered a devotee, you have to read nectar devotion. We have to understand it, because all the rules of bhakti are given there. We can't become an expert in IT without first practicing, entering code for days and days, and that's if you're a software engineer. So you cannot be a devotee of Krishna unless you follow the rules. The rules are all given. How to worship Krishna, how to offer something to Krishna. Now people go to the temple and they stand there What nonsense! Krishna says, Manmana bhava mad bhakto mad yaji mam namaskaru. Namaskaru. Bow down. Put your head on the floor. He doesn't say, pull your ear. Where does it say pull your ear? That's their imagination. Foolishness. And nobody is correcting them. The Archika is standing there. Now the Archikas are looking at their mobile phone. You are coming to offer something to the deity, and they are busy on their mobile phone. It is rascaldom. It is nonsense. So similarly, everything, how to serve Krishna, we have to learn, and Nectar Devotion makes it very easy. It gives, everything is listed in a form. It's like you are in school, you memorize a list. Oh, what are the 18, how many states of India, how many languages are there? You memorize, and then you get your diploma. What use is that? So the power of memory should be properly applied to how to please Krishna. And he says, think of me, think of him actually as he is, not as portrayed by some Bollywood actor in a cinema made simply to make money. Think of me, Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto, become my devotee. Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto Mad Yaji, worship me. Mam Namaskuru, offer your obeisance to me. That is how to bow down. See? But people should practice this. It's not difficult. So Nectar Devotion contains, those are preliminary statements by Krishna himself, how to become a devotee. Then there are many more rules and instructions how to please Krishna, and they are given in a very easy format to in this book, Nectar Devotion. And Nectar Devotion is, Prabhupada has studied this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami, who lived 500 years ago. He is the direct disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is given in a form we can easily follow. So this verse is the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu contains such topics as well as rules and regulations for how to be devotee, and Nectar Devotion similarly. So it's most important. You are coming here, that's nice, but are you following? No? We have said many times, you have to read Nectar Devotion. But how many are? Some of you know by tradition. You are fortunate to have been born in some family from some part of the state where this tradition, at least up till recently, has existed. So, but others of you born in the big city, you may claim that yes, I'm from that tradition, but practically is that appreciable from your activities? No. You're every day becoming more involved. You should make a plot, a scheme, a graph. Just like when I was sick, I used to measure my waist every day, and I made a graph. and it was going down like this. I went to the doctor and I brought all these. He said, "Oh, if all my patients were like you make my job very much easier." So we can make a graph. How much time every day do we spend thinking about these topics of Krishna? You make a chart. How much time a day do you actually spend? And just so if it's going down, that's not good. Even though you're, and it should go up. This is only, and you can't blame anybody else. For any decline. You have to practice devotional service. And Krishna has made it practical for us because whatever our mentality, we have to eat. So Krishna says, whatever you eat, you offer it to me first. So if we claim to be a devotee, then we have to follow that, otherwise it's not possible. Krishna sees that you are eating unoffered things. So you're not my devotee. He doesn't care to do this. You're not counted among his devotee. But if you offer everything, so I have made another file. This I composed myself. It's called Kitchen Rules. I have to print it and post it. You already know these things. And in temples they must follow these things very strictly. We don't wash our hands after eating in the kitchen. We have a separate place. Things like that. Very simple. So Krishna makes it very easy. And actually that is very important. Even if you are not so intelligent or you don't have time to study the books, if you simply follow that, you'll become devotee, these rules for kitchen. Because you'll always be thinking of Krishna, because you're always thinking of eating. We're always thinking about eating. I want to have some this, I want to have some that. So, okay, but you prepare it, and you prepare it in a kitchen that is meant for service to Krishna. That we don't carry our plates after eating, we don't take it into the kitchen. We don't wash it in the kitchen. We wash it somewhere else.